Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. Okay, I'm going to do a news story on the Colonial Pipeline leaking in Alabama. Okay, I'm not going to read too much about it, but I just wanted to talk about how the mainstream media only wants to talk a little bit about certain issues like this pipeline fire in Alabama. So the news clip, the news clip on weather.com, it's only 39 seconds. And it's unfortunate that one person died and 5 people got injured. So it's unfortunate for those families. Hopefully, those other people that got injured, they'll be able to recover. Because, of course, it's going to be, real tragic for those families if another person dies, or maybe 2 people died that have got injured instead of just the one person that already did. So I feel for those families. So they did talk about that, but they also talked about how gas prices might go up for a lot of people that live in the southeast and maybe the northeast, and heaven forbid we pay a little more for gasoline. I mean, my gosh, that's the most important thing about a pipeline catching on fire. Is fucking gas prices go up. Really? I mean, just the environment, just wherever the oil touches, it's gonna be heavily damaged. It could be destroyed for decades. It could be 20, 30 plus years before the environment even recovers. That's if we start cleaning up as soon as we can. I mean, maybe the next couple of days, if we have maybe some entity, maybe government or the corporation sends in people to do a cleanup, maybe in 20 or 30 years, the environment at that spill site, it'll recover and it'll be just as productive and healthy as it was before. But if not, it could be decades before the environment recovers. And if there's water near there, of course, the water's going to be contaminated. So it's really going to be really damaging for the environment there. And of course, all the fire just pollutes the atmosphere, so people's health is going to be compromised there. So, and then weather.com, they're probably the mainstream media. They should be talking the most about how any event like a oil spill is just going to really damage and destroy the environment for quite a long time. And of course, they don't even talk about it. They just talk about how, oh my gosh, people might have to pay a little more for gas, or there might be shortages. So I mean, that's really the least of the problems that's going to go on from this. And of course, weather.com or the Weather Channel, I looked it up, and they're owned by a few companies, the Blackstone Group, Bain Capital, and NBC Universal. So those big corporations, of course, they're worried about their profits. So they're not going to have the Weather Channel talk about anything about how it's going to hurt the biodiversity of the area, how it's just a continuation of us just destroying our environment, just more and more from lax regulation, because this oil pipeline also leaked just 2 months ago. So we really need to regulate on the oil industry a lot more. If 2 months ago it leaked, and now there's an explosion, but this could have been from human error. So maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh about how the Colonial Oil Company has just been fucking up and just really just destroying our environment by not really maintaining their pipelines like they should be. Because it really hurts a lot of us. It hurts all of us whenever we get extra oil fires and oil leaks. I also wanted to mention that this is also a news clip because it was a oil fire. And if it's just an oil spill where it's just leaking out of the pipeline and just into the environment next to it, you're not going to be able to, nobody's going to do a report on it because, of course, all the mainstream media, they're not going to want to cover any oil spills because, of course, that could bring it to attention that we're not doing enough regulation on them, and that if it's just an oil leak, the companies, they have to be at the site. The journalists have to be at that site for you to be able to cover it. Because a fire, you could see that from, 4, 5, 6 miles away, but just an oil leak, you have to be right there at the scene. So it's hard to cover just the oil leak, but if there's a oil fire from an explosion at an oil pipeline, that's fairly easy to cover because you can see it from a few miles away. So I just want to talk to you about, I just want to mention that there's plenty of oil leaks that are going on, but we don't see them because you have to be at the site. So just want to make you aware of that. So thanks for watching.